Welcome to Pax Nova. I'm Saskia, Community Manager at Iceberg Interactive. And today I want to give you some tips and tricks for a strong starting position, as well as some basic information that I wish I'd known before playing my first game. When starting out, you get to choose one of the available factions. All factions are divided into 3 races: Human, Corvus, and Drosk. Whatever race you choose, other races will automatically have a trust penalty of -4 because of xenophobia. Each faction has their own traits. Some focus more specifically on a certain type of playstyle than others. A good example is Ramses XII of the Ra dynasty. He is one of the greatest scientists of his time, so his faction has traits that give you great bonuses towards research. The Lotus Brotherhood come from Tibetan monks. Their traits give you bonuses towards keeping peaceful relationships with others and caring for your people. Every faction also has a seal and exclusive technology, which are special conditions your faction will possess exclusively. For new players, we recommend starting a game with the Terran faction since they are fairly all-round. This gives you the freedom to experiment with your playstyle without any severe consequences or penalties. Pax Nova has a main quest and side quest system. They can give you direction if you're not sure what to do and grant you nice bonuses upon completion. The first quest is to settle your first city in Eos. The 3 basic tile resources in Pax Nova are food, labor, and research. Food is required by our population to survive. Labor indicates how efficient our workforce is in the city and how fast the city will build new units, projects, and districts. Research indicates how quickly and efficiently the city pursues scientific investigation. Look for a location close to tiles with high yields so you can get the most out of your starting position. If you really want to ace it, make sure to include some rivers, mountains, and sea tiles. These will give you bigger bonuses, and I'll tell you more about that later. There are also strategic resources scattered on the map. You won't be able to extract these immediately, but it won't hurt to settle somewhere that includes one within your city borders. Do you see this blue shiny tile? This is a source of ether. When you manage to capture this inside your city's borders, you will automatically start harvesting it. Ether is a special force that can be used for several things, upgrading a special energy weapon for instance. Ether is also harvested by killing creatures or another faction's units. Another thing to keep in mind when settling is making sure that you have enough room for your city to expand its border and that you're not too close to other factions. This can jeopardize growth and create diplomatic tension. Moving to a new planet is already stressful enough, and we all want some room to breathe. When you've built your first city, take a closer look at what's inside your borders. Each hex has a certain food, labor, and research potential, which can be used by building districts. For a district to have effect, it needs a citizen assigned to it to do the work. When a district has been built, it can be improved further to get more out of it. Some of these improvements require the district type to be placed either on or near a certain type of terrain or adjacent to a specific district. Here's some examples. The research district unlocks an improvement when next to the sea. The labor district benefits from being next to a mountain, and the farm district benefits from being adjacent to a river. Think ahead when settling your first city to achieve the most profitable placement. Since we have a river here, placing a farm district can be a good first choice to get your food production going. Food is needed to keep your people happy, fed, and able to produce new citizens. Citizens are the base of your faction, operating your districts and more. New ones will be born over time. The higher your city's prosperity, the faster this happens. Prosperity is influenced by how much food the city produces versus how much it's consuming. It is also affected by citizen unemployment and other factors like statuses and edicts. Make sure to always have room to build new districts so these guys can give their life some purpose. Now that the farm is being built, it will take a little while for us to get a new citizen to work at a district. To fill up this time, you can take a look at local projects and improve the city that way. If you're planning on focusing on military early on, for instance, building the military academy can give you a good bonus when building new units. However, by adding new districts, district improvements, and local projects, pollution in your city will grow. You can tackle pollution by keeping forest tiles in your city borders that reduce it. There are also certain research projects to keep pollution at bay. Your cities level up over time. once they reach a certain amount of harmony. When this happens, your borders expand, giving you more space to build. To force the city to expand to certain hexes, residential districts can be built. Finally, you'll need a steady flow of credits to finance all your developments. The bigger your city, the more credits you'll receive per turn. You'll find more opportunities throughout the game to get your hands on more credits, like building a financial district or trading resources and knowledge with other factions. Researching new technologies is vital to the development of your faction. The research tree is divided in 3 branches you can advance in: military, industry, and science. Every project requires a certain amount of research. The more research you yield, the faster your project will be completed and you can move on to the next one. With every project, you'll save up knowledge points, making it possible for you to advance into the next era to unlock its respective technologies. There are also special projects that you can unlock over time depending on your actions. For now, we're going to start researching battle engineers, giving us access to new weapons. As you can see, it also advances us on the path of Ember with 3 points. There are 4 different paths your faction can embark on. Gaia, focusing on balance and harmony between the planet and its living beings. Bliss, focusing on peace, happiness, respect, and individuality. Ember, focusing on courage, fortitude, and domination. And Enlightenment, focusing on knowledge, study of the spirit, and exploration of the unknown. Taking certain actions throughout the game will make you score points in their categories, unlocking milestones that each provide unique effects and bonuses. Pro tip: plan out the future of your people by researching efficiently and adjusting to the situations at hand. Your city comes with a scout, a unit that is perfect to unveil the fog of war and explore your new home. If you put it on auto explore, it will automatically discover the map for you, but you can also manually set its course. However, we are not alone. Dangerous creatures roam the land, ready to spill your blood. They spawn out of nests that are scattered across the planet and will not stop pestering you until you get rid of their source. You can also stumble upon ruins that you can investigate. The outcome of this can both be negative or positive, so it's up to you to take the gamble. Your scout can even run into other factions, making it possible for you to interact with them and shape your relationship. This can be positive to forge new alliances, unless they decide you are an unwanted neighbor, so tread carefully. When you encounter new factions throughout the game, you can choose to fight them, fight with them, or simply attempt to use them as a pawn to your grand scheme of galactic domination. When first encountering another faction, you'll be able to interact with them if they are the same race as you. If this is not the case, a new research option will unlock to study their language in order to interact, unless hand gestures are your thing. Relations between your faction and the others can be seen through 3 lenses: affinity, trust, and respect. Each one affecting the chances of them accepting certain types of deals. You can improve these by spending influence to take certain actions. Influence gradually grows over time. You can improve the growth rate with various improvements throughout the game. To be able to build military units, you will need a military district. You start out with 2 different unit types: armor for units such as tanks, and ground for your infantry. Each unit is divided in 3 module components: weapon, armor, and special. These all affect their attack rating, attack type, hit points, movement points, defense type, and special abilities. It's interesting to experiment with the different modules and customizing them just the way you want. Creating a few different units and placing them just outside your city border will make for a nice basic security measure to spot and exterminate any early threats. An important unit that the military district can facilitate for you is another settler. This is the unit we started out with at the beginning of this video. If you've spotted a good place for another city, a settler will do the job for you. Time to rewind the video and start the process all over again. These are some of my basic starter tips for new players. Since Pax Nova is a pretty big game, I haven't covered loads of the other content, so let me know what features and strategies you want to see next time, either on YouTube or through any of our other social media channels. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and Discord as well. Thank you for watching. Bye!